Hello everyone, good evening. My name is Ian Mason and welcome to the Sensing Spirituality Show in conjunction with A1R Psychic Radio. It's an absolute pleasure and a privilege to be here with you this evening as we join what they say in some areas, the two worlds together. Now, the show that's being brought to you this evening is one where the vision that I have for it, which I'd like to bring you in on, is to show how different areas of spirituality can be felt by us, sent by us, and used by us in our daily lives. Because unbeknown to us, or some of us, we don't realize how attuned we are already and how we use our intuition and guidance to help us through lives as we go through each day by day and moment by moment. Now, I call myself a way guide and a well-living creator, as well as a spiritual medium and psychic. And my views of life are that because we have this intuition and attunement, we are able to link in with more than we know we are, or even in some cases believe that we are, because we need to expand our senses to be able to feel everything that is there to guide us on our way. And in this instance, way would be a capital W. Now, this is my first time as a presenter on the show, something I'm really looking forward to. But equally, I'd like to invite you all to make any comments or feedback and any suggestions that you would like us to look at to help you with any questions you have or different senses and feelings and experiences that you have or areas of spirituality you would like us to look at for you. It could be psychometry, it could be photo readings, it could be just different areas that you would like to explore, because I'd like you to be part of this show. This is our gift to you, and we would like your gift to us to help guide us to give you what you need. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm very open-minded. I'm very relaxed. I am a medium. I do practice. I practice in spiritual churches, centres, events. I love my charity and fundraising work. And I love doing all I can to help people wherever I can, because our greatest gift is in the giving, and the greatest gift is our time. So what I'd like to do for you this evening is just to give you the brief introduction to this show, and to open up in a few minutes' time to take some readings live on air from wherever you are around the world, and link in with your loved ones and to see what destiny awaits for you. Now, if there is anything that you would like me to look at this evening for you, please do let me know at the start, because I will focus my energy and attention on that as best I'm able for you. We can't always guarantee who comes through for you, but we'll open it up and see, because I do believe that what's destined for you will find its way to you through me, in the same way that you have to walk by faith and not by sight in your daily lives. And as we go through our lives, you know, the beauty is there's so much that's around us, that walks with us, that loves us and guides us. Because sometimes we pray for our prayers to be answered, but we don't necessarily open the door to let that come through for us. And I really, really hope that working together, we can do that this evening. And I know the calls are building up in the background, and you know, pretty soon we'll be opening those up. Now, what I'd like to say is that, you know, if you go through life, if you feel that you are out of tune, you know what? There is a way that you can tune yourself in. We call that getting in alignment. It's authentic alignment, so you can be authentically empowered. And if you think about it like your energy centers lining up, there's the guy called Gary Zukav, and he says that when your personality comes to serve the purpose of your soul, that's authentic empowerment. That's where you really do allow that light to enter you, that guidance that's there for you to help you on your way and to be open and receptive to it. So I'm just going to get ready now and open myself up to calls, and look forward to working with you this evening. I don't know if we have any calls there, Rati. Okay. All right. So yeah, I don't know if you've got any particular questions this evening on anything to do with spirituality, anything that you would like answered or clarified, because it doesn't just have to be a reading. You are most welcome to raise and ask any questions that you have, even if it's about any issues that you have with your own connection, your own development, anything at all that you feel that we can help you with, because the idea is we want to help you to sense your spirituality, because in the sensing, It's what we feel, and we're open to all things. Now, my personal path was that, I had an imaginary friend when I was little. His name was Little Diddy, and he used to talk to me. And I often wondered what that was. Was I just, an over-imaginative little boy there? Or was something actually going on? And it was only when I realised at about 8 years old that Little Diddy was actually talking back to me that something was going on. And so I had to open myself up to that. Now, people have said to me over time, do you think he was a guide? Do you think he was some higher force that had come to connect with you? But what I always felt was that Little Diddy was manifested in a form that as a young boy I would recognise, and that was in the form of a playmate. And you know what? That's something that at that time and point in my life that I would have felt comfortable with. So that opened me up to what I would say my senses of what I was beginning to feel. And as I did that, I got more and more accustomed to it. And the more and more I got accustomed to it, the more and more my experiences grew. Now, I know we have Michelle in Seattle, who's about to come through. So, Michelle, welcome to the Sensing Spirituality Show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
You're very, very welcome. It's lovely to have you. How are you? Are you well today?
I am well today, yes, thank you. I'm so eager to chat with you. This is exciting.
It is. It's very exciting for me. You are my first guest on my very first show. So how fantastic is that?
Oh, my gosh. Check us out.
Yeah, it is. It is. This is very exciting. So welcome. So how is it that I'm able to help you this evening, Michelle? Is it that you'd like a reading, or is there a particular area or question that you have for me?
Yeah, I have done a lot of work on personal development, spiritual and emotional health. And yeah. I am in a phase of just kind of uncharted territory. I feel like I'm being stretched and grown in new directions, and it's quite uncomfortable. So I'm hoping you can give me some insight.
Yeah. One word that comes to me straight away for you is growth. Because you see, what you're unfamiliar with in some ways enhances our focus, because we have to pay attention to it. It's like an alarm clock that goes off in us, because if you've been practicing for some time, it's very easy to get stuck in sort of what I call a cycle. We're programmed, we're hardwired. As any psychologist will tell you, or any hypnotherapist, we're hardwired to keep ourselves safe and away from harm. And so naturally we stick with what we know. But after a while, of course, we don't grow. We stay stuck. And there's a lovely saying by Les Brown. He says, if you don't make a move on life, you might find that life makes a move on you. And so what that's showing, so what that's showing you is to be more open to the experiences that are there. And I wouldn't mind betting it's a little alarm clock spiritually going off for you, but it's time to look at other areas. And what you might find is that as you go through these growth spurts, it's a bit like changing your diet. After a short period of time, your taste buds change. And if you went to go back to your old diet, that would taste weird for you because you've become accustomed to the new. So what I would say to you is when you start to feel out of the ordinary or out of your comfort zone, I would ask and suggest to you that you find time just to sit and note the experiences that you are aware of that are coming for you, whether it's different people coming into your life, different feelings that you have, or even different reactions in the spiritual work that you do. So, for example, what I've learned over time is that the more demonstrations that I do, wherever I'm doing them, I feel things differently. Now, I might feel a lung condition one way one week, and it feels completely different for me another. But you're tuned into the sense of knowing what's being communicated to you. And even if you don't know, and you with a capital Y shouldn't know, because you should be open to feeling the sensation of what's there. Hence the name of the show. It's all about sensing spirituality, because sensing never begins and never ends. It's something that we feel all the time. So you will never be done. That's why we're human beings, not human dones. So be open with it. If you accept and acknowledge what you're feeling, it will become familiar for you. So this is the changing of the taste buds. And the more that you are open to it, the more that you will start to allow the experiences to come to you so that you are able to make progress with them and be more comfortable with them. And as you become more comfortable with them, you'll work with them and use them. So I really, really hope that provides you with a little bit of insight.
It does, yes. Yeah, there are multiple realms of my life that are kind of in flux, and I feel quite overwhelmed because they're all kind of in flux at the same time. But I do like this idea of meditate on that and allow that a little.
Yes, that's right. And you feel it in your heart. That's how you acknowledge it, because you're a heart-centered being. So feel it in your heart. Okay, and just sit with that and see how you feel, and try. Don't be afraid to try. It's all in the trying and the working with it. Nobody is a master at anything. We just learn to work with what we've got as best we can wherever we are. Just keep going, because if you keep on going, you'll keep on growing. And I really, really hope that helps you. Now, what I'd say to you is please, my darling, go away and work with that, and come back on the show at some point. Share with us any other questions you've got, or come back on for a reading or anything else that you might like to do, and we can grow together. We can do that, and we can share that experience with our listeners if you'd like to do that. How does that sound? Michelle, are you there still?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Oh, no, yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh,
how does that sound to you?
Yeah,
does that sound appealing?
Yeah, it sounds great. Yeah, it's
okay.
It's new, but I'm curious to see it through. I really appreciate your insight.
Yeah, good. And do listen into the other shows as well that are on A1R, because you know what? There's different experiences that come through the different presenters and hosts that are there. And you know what? No one person has all the answers. And it's very much about you finding your way and perfecting your art as you go. You know, a sculptor could always chisel away another little bit of stone just to make that sculpture different as he sees it each different day. And that's kind of what you're doing to you. You're just chiseling away the excess you that just doesn't work as well. So I'm going to leave that with you, my darling, and wish you my very best of luck.
Thank you so much.
You know, and you look after yourself, and I'm going to move on to my next caller. And you know, stay tuned. Please listen to the rest of the show.
Great. Thank you so much for your help, and good luck to you as you embark on this new adventure.
Thank you. God bless you.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Bye. And I think we've got Vicky on the line.
Yeah.
Hello, Vicky. How are you, my darling? Are you well this evening?
I am fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well indeed. How is it I can help you this evening, my love?
I just wanted some guidance.
Yes.
Around my relationship.
Okay. And you, as a reading, yeah?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. Let me just see where we go there. All right. Now, I'm picking up a lady that comes in straight away, and she feels quite motherly for me. Now, I don't normally like saying that because it's a bit too general, but I do get this sort of very motherly sense that gathers around you. And this lady, bless her, feels for me. What I want to say is almost a little bit shaken before she passes, because she's just saying to me here, it's like I feel a bit clammy, I feel a bit out of sorts. And I know that before she passes, it's almost like I would have had some sort of funny turn. Would you understand that?
Not really, no.
Okay, all right. I need to go on mum's side of the family. So if you don't understand this as mum, then this has to be mum's mum, your maternal grandmother.
Yeah, it'll probably be mum's nan.
Okay, all right. So that'll be your grandmother, but she's a very maternal lady. So she's a very, what I want to say, heart-centered lady. Somebody where the family will be very, very important. Okay, because it's a bit like she wants to gather you all up here, and just as she comes close here, she just wants to rub you on your back because she says, "Bless you. try not to carry too much. And what she wants to do is, it's a bit like you're sitting slouched and she wants to straighten you up, because she says that you don't express yourself. You hold everything in, she's telling me, and you don't put out what you feel. You don't share it. And it's a bit like she wants to say to you, if I can put it this way, if you don't mind, silly old you, you know, if you don't tell people how you feel, then how do you expect people to be able to help push you forward with what you need to do? Because the way she makes me feel is almost with your partner at the moment, it's not hit and miss. It's a bit, if you said chalk, they would say cheese. Do you understand that? So it's a bit like you're just out of sync with one another. Because I get the feeling that the last 3 to 4 years, life has been moving quite, what I want to say is in circles around you. Things have been changing and you haven't been able to get your bearings that easily. Are you with me?
Yeah.
And what she's trying to say is, sometimes, my darling, you just try a little too hard to not control the situation, but want to, push forward as you think, but not allow not allow yourself to see the situation as it is. And she just wants you to calm yourself down here. She says the last 2 years in particular have been really, really busy for you, because it's a bit like your little feet are on the treadmill going at 1,000 miles an hour. And I feel that you've been spinning around in circles quite a lot. And she's talking to me about you traveling a lot, going back and forth as well. Are you with me with that?
No, not really, no.
Okay, I don't mean great distances, but what I mean is you don't stop. It's in and out, round and round.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, because she's saying to me, you just need to sit down and take time. And she talks about you looking after yourself a little better here as well, and just making sure that you just take that time to, what I want to say to you is just look after yourself and breathe.
Yeah.
Now, okay, all right, I'm just trying to work out what she's doing here. Would you understand that she liked the garden, please?
Which, like what, Sarah?
The garden.
The garden.
She likes the garden. She likes the outdoors. And she says to me here that you could do well to get out and take yourself out into the garden, to get yourself out into nature, to enjoy it, because the garden really is something that you like the idea of, but really don't fancy doing. Would that make sense for you?
Yeah,
okay, because she said, great, because she says to me here that actually you need something that takes you out of life, because you spend so much time in life buzzing around in the family there, doing everything for them, that you don't take time for yourself. And she says it's very important to have the you time. And it's a bit like, I want to say to you, just have that psychological break where you can take yourself off somewhere and disconnect. Now, I feel that your partner is quite supportive of you. I do get the feeling that you split things quite well, but nevertheless, you still must have that time for you. Now, I do get this sense that there's lots of children in the family that would be around you as well, not just your immediate family, but the wider family, please. This is a family that I feel is very close and is in and out of each other's lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I just see them come in and go in there. And she just says to me, oh, okay, what are you doing with that? Sorry, she's just talking to me for a minute. Do you understand George?
No.
Okay. Uncle George.
No.
Whether that's in your family or around your family. Okay, this is a gentleman that passes of what feels to me like a lung cancer condition, would have been a smoker, please, and would have had a forces background. I need to acknowledge Uncle George. Okay, and it feels that there's a November anniversary which links to a passing for him as well. Okay, well, just hold on to him if you can't. If you can't take him, just hold on to him, because sometimes this plays out later on. She's telling me here that 1967 is an important year for you. Would you understand that?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. That's interesting. March 1967, she's giving me.
I'm not too sure. I'd have to go away now.
Okay. All right. But she's just saying to me here, look, it's just really, really important that you take time for yourself. It's really, really important that you look after you. And she says to me here that you have been getting, bless you, a few little bits of headaches there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And there's a couple of things here that she says to me. She says to me here that if you take your time out and clear your mind and express what you feel, talk to your partner, that will help you. But at the same time, I feel that I need to wear my glasses a little bit more than I am.
Yeah.
Because she says, you're a funny one, you are, because you put them down and then you can't find where your glasses are. And she's just saying to me here, well, if you put them on, you'd know where they are and you'd be able to see. So she's just having a little bit of fun with you there. Yeah. Okay. Not everybody is a fan of glasses, but, you know, there you go. That's what she's saying to me here. Now, okay, just bear with me one moment because she's trying to get something else through for me here. Right, okay. All right. Would you understand a young male that passes to spirit, please? She's calling him a boy, but I want to say, I almost want to say like a young man. And do you understand him passing either in what feels to me like tragic circumstances, or we didn't know really what the complications were to do with his passing?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, because she says it's a bit of a mystery, but this guy is a very charismatic guy. He has a great personality, and he comes and stands beside her, and she gives him a cuddle. So I know she would link on. I know he would link on her side of the family.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know that she just says here that there's still a lot of what I want to say grieving for him, because I know that sounds a really obvious thing to say, but it's almost like his mum that would still be here is still living with this every day. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Okay, and you would understand that you are in contact with his mum, please?
Yeah.
Okay, and you would also understand that mum is carrying it a little harder than dad. Dad is quite a practical character for him, but again, he would be somebody that wouldn't really open up to all his feelings, but mum carries it very deep inside. And I know that mum would want to hear, because this is what your nan's telling me, that anything that could give her sign that her boy is okay, she would be very happy with. And
that's right.
Okay, so this would be her version of asking you to be a medium's medium to pass that message on. But my darling, what I must stress to you is it's very important to do this at the right moment. We have to pick our time because emotions are fragile. I'm so sorry. I didn't catch what you said. Okay, now would you also understand... Okay, and would you also understand an April connection that would link around this boy, please?
April, not too sure about April.
Okay, all right, because I'm just being told April links for him. Okay, all right, and I'm just being given that. But I just want to say to you that he is well. I do see him grown up. But do you understand why I'm being told that there's I want to say either a 3 or a 5 year link with this that's important?
Not
Since
too
he's
sure.
passed?
Not too sure about that.
Okay, all right. Just bear with me, my darling. Let me just see what she's trying to get across to me here.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'm just trying to work out what your nan's saying. Okay, because he's actually, although he's very charismatic, he's just sort of building his energy in the back here and wants to come forward. I do just get this sense of feeling that, would you understand that news of his passing was given to the family and that they didn't know, either that they didn't know that he'd passed or that they didn't know about some of the circumstances of the actual time that he passed?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm just getting this feeling of being sick to my stomach when I get a call. And what he's putting across to me now, his energy is just coming forward for me, is he doesn't want his mum to be so upset and to understand that he is at peace, because he talks about the passing being very quick. Okay, and he just is saying, be grateful for small mercies. He says, I didn't suffer, I went quite quickly. Okay, and he just wants his mum to know that. But like I say, we have to be very delicate about when we pass this information on. I also need to acknowledge a brother and sister connection for him as well that would still be here, please.
Yeah.
Okay, because he looks down on them, because he says to me, Big Brother is watching. Big Brother is watching. Yeah. Would that be right?
Yeah, that'd be right, yeah.
Yeah, because he says, I'm the big one. I'm the big one. And he just wants to pass that to Mum, but so she knows that he still looks down on his brother and his sister.
Yeah.
Now, he says to me here that I was a popular lad, and at my passing, there was more people than you expected at the funeral there.
Yeah, there was, yeah, that's right.
Because he just says, you know, people turned up that he didn't really know. But he says it was so nice and he was so touched. And he likes the tribute that Mum said at the funeral, and he wants to acknowledge that and say thank you. So I'm gonna leave your Nan's love with you for your reading, and this lovely guy's energy there, and your Nan did help bring him through. And I'm going to say, God bless you, my darling, because our time is coming to an end, and I hope that reading brings love and comfort for you all. And say God bless you, and thank you for phoning into the show.
God bless you. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, my darling. You take care. So I'd like to say to everybody, thank you very much for tuning into the Sensing Spirituality Show, and I'll see you next week. God bless you all.